Good evening, gaming and Final Fantasy Randomizer fans. Welcome to tonight's Speed Gaming Live 2023 online Final Fantasy Randomizer between and Kumo. I am Hayden 13th, joined in the booth tonight by DM Stewart with Socket doing the tracking. How are you doing tonight?
No, we're doing all right. Doing all right here. Hate, how about you?
I'm doing pretty good. A nice, relaxing day today for me. And looking forward to this match. It should be pretty hype. Last round, Serisan took out Not Young Me in a bit of a clincher that came down to Topher doing Topher things. And Kumo has taken out Shanigan. I believe that was last round. Let me verify on that. Yeah, knocked out Shanigan. Kumo initially came into this 10th seed, but has been doing really, really well on it. Serisan is at 6th seed, and this is to determine who's going to fight against Pickles and Beer next round.
The winner gets pickles and beer?
Yep.
Yikes.
Yeah, it's a rough bracket here on out. And
okay, classic gamer asks, who rolled the seed?
This one? Yeah, no, this was a me seed, so we'll see how it rolls. One thing that the runners did do that's a little different than normal for these, they opted to put Vormec as required with a gentleman's agreement that one of the 3 orbs they're going to do is the air orb.
Okay then.
Yeah.
So the blursings for this party, we've got Black Belt Fighter, Nun, Red Mage. That is a forced party.
Yep.
The fighter is going to have plus 25 agility. The black belt's going to have plus 20 MDef, which in my opinion is one of the 2 best blessings a black belt can get. And the red mage gets free fast.
Yeah, and the white mage and black mage can be picked up later in the seed, or should say white wizard and black wizard. The white mage gets hurt undead, and the black mage gets plus 50% bonus XP. So if they can find that black mage or find a black mage somewhere behind one of the NPCs, black mage will going to get those spell charges real quick.
Yeah. Yes, he is.
All right, and we dropped the gate just a little bit late on the runners tonight, but they should be getting going here pretty soon. The race room is about 30 seconds out or so.
One other thing I didn't hear if you mentioned it before I popped into this channel. We have alternate fiends and alternate final boss. So
yeah, I did not mention that.
So we will not see the regular fiends. We will see some of our different fiends from other Final Fantasy games.
Yes, and I particularly love the sprite work that was done on him. Dark Moon did the sprite work for him, porting him from other Final Fantasy games into, well, our own lovely little randomizer, and did a really good job on it. And the ultimate final bosses,
yes.
Oh, those are chaos. I love them. We don't know what we're going to get, but it's probably going to be mean.
Here's cheering for Fun Dead.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Or Warmech and Friends.
Yep. We have both last couple of races I've calmed, we've had either Fun Dead or Warmech and Friends, and it looks like we are off. All right. Let's see what we've got for weapons and magic.
And moving that fighter up front is a good... Oh, Cure 4, Red Mage learnable.
Yep,
Life is not Red Mage or Red Wizard learnable, if I'm remembering my slots correctly.
Yep, Life is strictly white locked.
And for weapons, there's a Silver Sword +1 for 600, and a Scimitar +2 for 121. That Silver +1 is a good sword, especially at that price.
Yeah, but that means you got to get the cash for it and come on back. And it looks like the starting AoE weapon tonight was a Bane Sword. Ugh. So congratulations, you've got a thing to try and take care of Carrie and Tiamat, or not Carrie, but Kraken and Tiamat with, if they were to show up, but we don't know.
Hey, there's a professional cape.
Hey, rolled up even, that's, good defense. It's a shield that anyone can use, or almost anyone, because black belts can't use it. And, well, if you don't want to use it, it's some cash.
And there's a little bit of money and some pure potions. Meanwhile, Kumo banes the garland.
Yeah, walk up. Hey, Garland, does this rag smell like chloroform to you? All right, and we get
And
a
that's a
royal
ship.
ship tonight.
And a
And
herb.
a 2,000-year-old herb. I might want to check to see if there's anything growing on that.
And we do not have a shop item here, but the houses are relatively cheap.
Yeah, I mean, they're less than vanilla, but it's still a little more expensive than you want to see. And those heal pots going for 36, that is definitely something you do not want to see.
That is not something you like to see. I don't dislike this play from Kumo, going over to take out the pirates, and
you got two AoEs. It's time to do so.
And also pick up those level 2 magic spells. But another flag in this flag set is the random shop locations at Provoca.
I love. All right, so Bicky got a rod and has some kind of wizard behind him. All right, we got Warp and Zap at level 2 black.
That's a nice
and level
one.
2 white gives us harm 4 if you find a white mage. Which
that's a white wizard, which you find right here.
Yeah, that is something that I personally would immediately replace that fighter with. Just because, hey, congratulations, you now no longer have something that is actively dragging you down.
Yeah.
I mean, this flag set, it is built around the black belts. And the additional melee, I mean, it can be useful sometimes, but yeah.
It can be useful. Serisan puts the white mage in that empty slot.
I can understand doing that as well.
I can understand it.
Yeah, it means you get to keep the ablative meat shielded as the fighter, because that fighter will never promote and will never get to swing anything better than like Sun Sword, which is a decent sword, but yeah, Excal. Not going to be able to swing it because can't promote.
Stay hags with trance.
Ew. Okay, and we got a 6,300 cube in Provoca,
which from the gentleman's agreement we know they will get.
Eventually, yeah. I don't remember Kumo actually checking the item shops, but that could have also just been me not seeing it.
I mean,
yeah,
having that
harm important and coming on back, I can get behind the play to pick up the magic there.
Ice 2 at black level 3, and the others were pretty not. That's Cure 3, that is Red Mage learnable.
And that Ruse as well, which, it's something that sometimes can prove some use for the White Mage if you've got to make sure you keep your White Mage alive in a really nasty Toph.
Yeah. Well, with short Toph, that is less of a concern.
Unless the fiends are real bad.
Yeah.
But you only have to fight 2 of them. Ooh.
And that herb becomes the ruby.
Or tuna in Kumo's option, or Kumo's flag set. I can word, I swear. Yes. Alright, it's better to get the tuna from the prince than from the princess, because otherwise that would have been 2,000-year-old tuna, and just no.
No. Okay, Kumo is headed for Marsh Cave. Marsh Cave incentive is in a random chest.
Yep, and what that means is that more often than not, we're going to see runners head up to Marsh Top, check and see if they can find the incentive up there. If not, then just reset, because we don't want to walk back.
I can think of some things you'd find up there that I wouldn't reset out of.
Well, yeah. Ooh, Ice 3 at level 4 black, though. That's pretty nice to find. Level 4 white was pretty much nothing of notice.
7,400 gold.
Cabins are cheaper than heal pot.
Ice sword -2, so that's
something. It's not something great, but it's something.
That is an item slot in your inventory.
Yes. It is a weapon that can be swung by the fighter.
It is almost as bad as the Vorpal. Almost.
Nah, I mean, I'm... Oh, okay,
There's a ribbon.
That's a
Yeah,
keeper. Yep.
That's a keeper. I'm not running out of here, especially not when I have Warp.
That being said, that chest, I believe, is the one that is actually linked on the middle floor of Marsh, so he could have technically reset out and gone, all right, I'm just going to pick that up on the way down.
Yeah. I don't remember what the chest link is from up there.
I believe it's the left chest. It could be the right one. I'm not 100% sure on it.
And now the next question is...
We've got some maps that will explain that. Anyway, as you were saying.
The next question is, what rolled nasty scripts in Marsh? Because something did.
Oh no, it seems to have been pretty tame so far.
Serisan finds that limp noodle.
Right, so monks have sleep touch. That's not exactly the greatest thing to see.
Yeah, that's pretty ugly. And it looks like they also hit pretty hard.
Yeah, well, I mean, going in at these levels, you don't have a whole lot of absorb, and honestly, this team is not built for running. Like the black belt, the red mage, the fighter, they're all on the lower end of runners.
That's fair. And Kumo continuing down.
Yeah, and Serisan equipping that ice sword because he didn't bother stopping at a weapon shop because, well, why bother?
And that's a silver helmet, which is decent on the fighter.
Yeah, but that means you'd have to take time to put it on there. That's, menu time. That's just not fun time.
And there's a canal.
Right. And the gargoyles are being kind of punchy and, of course, not letting anyone run.
And I do like this play from Kumo. Even though it's the Grey Worm.
Yeah, and it's a black belt kind of flag set. You got to check your grind tiles.
Exactly. And doesn't that spike tile repeat in one of the locked rooms?
I don't believe so. I could be wrong. I would actually probably bet that I am wrong on that. I know that there's often similar spike tiles, and it may very well be the same one.
Oh, Kumo, make sure that... Yes, there, thank you. Thank you, Kumo. Thank you for getting that free step in.
Mm-hmm.
Because the last thing
finally.
The last thing you want to see is getting an encounter with, because enough things in here have rolled punchy and hit hard enough that you do not want to die a step away from those stairs.
No, you do not want to deal with these things any more than you absolutely have to. Which Serisan, having actually picked up the white mage and being able to learn life, is making use of it right now. Put the black belt back on up just in case something else came in.
Oh, you're right. Those cabins are cheaper than heal pots.
Yeah, heal pots rolled real expensive tonight.
And let's keep running down this.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. But now notice Quadex is also sitting at level 4, so that's actually a pretty decent pickup. The scaling on this flag set isn't super hard. I mean, the bosses are a little bit thick,
Yeah.
but the regular
Bosses
enemies
are
are
meaty.
Yeah, the regular enemies are a piffle, which Quadex would do pretty good work against. It's like Kumo is heading on over to check and see what's in the Titan's trove and check and see what Uncle Sarda has for us tonight.
That is I think the correct play.
Once the NPCs get out of his way and let him check black. Oh, hey, Nuke and Temper at level 5 black. Now, neither of those are promotion locked for the black mage. For the red mage, though, I'm not 100% sure. And Classic Gamer pointing out that Nuke is not red mage learnable. All right. Well, thank you for clarifying that for us.
And both of our runners feed the Titan.
Tastes so fishy. That's generally not a good thing.
Kumo runs. Kumo goes out and saves and comes back in, which, from what it looks like, that was the correct play. There's a key.
All right, that's another couple of open spike tiles to check, and another couple of chests to get. Specifically, the Canaria lock chests,
which has an incentive.
Yep.
And waiting to see nuke or nuclear on these spiders.
I'd settle for Blaze or Thunder.
Oh wait, no, you rolled this seed, not Danny.
Yeah. Alright, and the Sarda is giving us the crystal. So it is fetch quest o'clock.
Do you want to have a fetch quest?
No, too bad. You're getting one anyways.
And really, the one nice thing about these fetch quests is every fetch quest is an additional 10% XP and gold gain from fights.
Yeah, that does make it a bit quicker on the grind, thankfully enough.
And okay, Serisan's going to turn that.
Yeah, he's going to turn I'm actually kind of surprised I'm actually kind of surprised Serisan opted not to check the spike tiles in Earth Cave.
No. He's going to turn the crystal in case one of those spike tiles in Earth Cave is a grind tile.
Yeah, remember, but that means he'd have to actually come back to the Mountain Continent and go there actively, which you can, just do a quick check and get the knowledge of what's there without having to, commit to the grind immediately.
Well, and you do have the rod, so you can fully clear Earth. You can check all 5 of the spike tiles.
Yeah. All right, Light Axe, that's something for his White Wizard to do. TNT and a vanilla TNT chest. What the devil?
Who randomized this?
And to respond to the question in chat as to how Serisan has a White Wizard but no other class upgrades, one of the flags that we've got on is the tail is removed. But you can recruit 3 people from behind various NPCs, and the people that you can recruit are going to be wizards.
They're going to be the upgraded the upgraded mage.
Yep.
So the only classes you will see promoted are White Wizard, Black Wizard, Red Wizard. And that's a Black Wizard there from Matoya, I believe.
It is indeed.
And that's a professional ring.
And Serisan is opting to not bother picking up the Black Wizard. Kumo, on the other hand, is going, hey, great, Black Wizard, that's what I had slotted for my party. And you'll now notice the names.
Yeah, and that is a professional ring.
Yep, that is Death Protection, which Kumo is giving on to the Black Belt.
Which, until he starts the grind, yes, I agree.
Yeah.
So to answer CP Brian in chat, yes and no. Yes, you give up one slot. You give up something that's in that slot in your party. However, it may or may not. However, one, it keeps any XP that slot has already gained. Although you have to rebuy all the spells. And there's a floater from the TNT.
All right. Wow, that key paying off.
And there was an initial none. So
yeah, the party started off as a forced 3-person party. So Serisan initially took the white wizard when he found it at Vicky, and Kumo, well, took that black wizard from Matoya. Now, the Nuns Gain EXP flag is not turned on, so that does mean that the XP is now being cut in quarters instead of in thirds. So party leveling is a little bit slower, but honestly, once they find a grind tile, it's not going to.
Honestly, once they find a grind tile, they're going to dan off everyone that's not the black belt anyway.
Yeah, pretty much. And they might keep some people alive until black belt is at a proper level to be left alone, probably level 21 or so, because really you don't want to leave an underage black belt alone.
There is Fade at level 6 white, but Serisan does not check level 6 black. That's a slab.
Well, that's kind of the worst fetch quest, honestly. All right,
not necessarily.
Kumo's in the air, and to respond to the question about crown for ordeals, it is not required from this flag set. It is set up so that you can get to ordeals anytime you actually have access to it. Same as you not needing to kill Lich for the sages, nor needing to kill the vampire for Sarda.
Oh, that's fast in slot 3 for level 6 black.
And fast.
That is one of those spells that I really like to see in a black belt seed.
Yeah,
is fast.
All right, so okay, red mage can pick up temper, cannot get nuke, and will not be able to get brack or fast because, well, red mage just doesn't learn level 6 magic like that. Like level 6 magic, red mage gets slot 1.
I did not notice how long the run is off the hard reset.
Yeah, overworld grind not happening this seed.
Okay.
All right, Serisan ducking in to Cardia to pick up the incentive chest in there once he gets that dragon out of the way, and
it's
gets a temper bonk.
It's actually better than the saber bonk.
But yeah, it does a little less buffing than the saber bonk, but it also means you can give it to somebody else and have them buff for you.
Okay, yeah, it was worth checking because that grind, because the slab isn't that. Oh, it's blue stake.
Okay, yep. This is real nice to see. Whether they'll be able to take it down at this point or not, that's a different thing.
Overworld grind, even with a long run off the hard reset. And there's an eye.
Nope, Kumo's got a better grind. Not gonna lie. I mean, Serisan can get his party killed off easier, but this eye is much better. It's going to be a lot quicker.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot quicker. I was squint. But pro ring.
Yeah, pro ring and ribbon. The only thing is you're going to want to actually find some other armor for that black belt, like a Cheerio of some kind.
Yeah, well, just remember, everyone, in a black belt seed, the best grind is the one you find.
Pretty much. You don't want to take the time to go looking for a worse grind. That being said, in Saracen's case, the blue stake, it is good, but it's a really long run before you get to it.
Yeah,
All right,
but
and
with
we get the
how
loot
much,
from the slab.
but with just how much XP that blue stake is.
It's going to be less XP per minute than the
Okay.
eye will be once the eye. I
And-
can word, I swear it.
And yes, Catnet Bumblefarts in chat, the T-Rex, the blue stake was that XP chonky in vanilla. It is the single highest single enemy XP.
Except for Warmack.
Except for Warmack.
Yeah, it was also I think it was a 1 in 64 encounter, so it was real low to find.
The single highest XP encounter in vanilla was the 4 gas days.
Yeah. So high that it would cause problems for the XP distribution, and you wouldn't get full XP.
And there's our blue stake.
All right, 4 hits from that black belt. It's level, it's a level 16 or so probably, I think. And that's a dead black belt.
Yeah, I would have cast. I would have had one of my mages cast Cure 4. I just would have. And Kumo's grind is okay. Kumo's gonna save and.
Yeah, he popped on out. He's
fully online.
Yeah, pop on out and save. Once you've actually got the rest of your party dead, Serisan is like, nope, this is not worth. I'm just gonna reset back and flip the party around a little bit. Let's see if we can get some damage dealt to this.
You could do blue stake grind. You could also look for stake and wings, which is Tyro and Wyvern.
Tyro and Wyvern. There's also the sandworms, which are a really good grind if you can kill them before they crack you in vanilla.
Yeah, there is also Sandwich. Yeah, if Serisan could get that... if Serisan could get the... could get that grind online, it would be worth it. But I think you're right that Kumo's more XP per minute with the eye.
Yeah. And it looks like Serisan is going to go back for the blue stake because he's seen it, it's there, he knows it.
Yeah. He's not going to go looking for another grind.
Yeah.
Again, the best grind is the one you find.
And Serisan is going, you know what? No, let's go to Ice Cave. Let's check the spike tiles there. See what's in the incentive.
There's five spike tiles in ice. Chances are one of them is decent.
Well, hopefully. We already know where the eye is at. I mean, he might find an Agama. He might find...
Zombie Ds.
Yeah, he might actually find, Zombie Ds, Frosties, Red Ds, potentially Slimes if he's got the rest of his party up. But Kumo, bring it up to level 25 already, yeah.
And now he's one-shotting. And that's gonna do for that grind. Ice Cave does have an incentive, and it is another random chest incentive.
Yeah, so you gotta, hunt around for it.
Which actually, if you're looking at the spike tiles anyway for your grind, you don't mind doing that.
Pretty much. And Kumo moving the black belt up to the first slot because it's a whole lot easier to shovel potions down the throat of somebody in slot 1.
Okay, I is Vanilla Ice Cave. Yes, that is correct.
And I was grind on it in vanilla. It's just real risky because
it's very risky because Quad X.
Well, not just Quad X, but yeah, they are full of doomy spells.
Yeah. Yeah, I does not have a fun script in vanilla.
And it looks like Serisan opted not to check the 2 spike tiles on the incentive floor.
Might be going up to check them from after.
He didn't drop down, or he didn't check the one on the side. And
yeah.
he could have, you can check that one, then warp back on up, and then check the center one pretty easily.
Yeah.
Hey, a copper bracelet, that's something for the black belt to use. It's not much.
No incentive item yet, which means it's going to be on that top floor.
No, the top/bottom floor, depending on how you look at it.
Well, I call it the top floor because it has
32.
I call it the top floor because it's got stairs outside.
Yeah, and it technically is the top floor. It's the you go down and up in this one. It's just the last floor, so some people think of it as the bottom floor. Yeah, Kumo already level 36. And there's a crown, which will take Serisan over to Northwest Castle, which means he might find that eye tile here soon.
I suspect he will. And 38. Kumo's going to take this to 42.
Oh, yeah. All right. And we got the Oxyale. Which, given that they've got the gentleman's agreement to do Sky, Oxyale, not really necessary. They've got the rod. Volcano is open.
Yeah.
You're going to have to find the chime still somewhere. And Serisan didn't check the spike tiles. Well.
And flies right past Toph without checking those spike tiles. He's going back for blue stake.
Yep. I mean, we have the overall knowledge that blue stake is not going to be the optimal grind, but this is the grind that Serisan knows about. So
yeah, the best grind is the grind you find, and that's the one he found. And I mean, assuming that he knocks down the T-Rex and gets enough levels. I mean, with
15,
all 3
19 on his black belt.
With all 3 up, that's still 6,000 XP.
Yeah, I mean, it is pretty good. And I wasn't paying attention to the timer closely enough. I think it's about 14 seconds from hard reset to first encounter.
Something close to that. I wasn't looking too close either.
Yeah, it's a little long. I mean, once Serisan does get online, though, it is going to go a lot quicker. All right, level 20 on his black belt. So one more level on his black belt, and we'll see if it can start one-shotting those.
Yeah.
Or if it's still going to need the magical assistance.
That's the breakpoint I never remember. The 6-hit breakpoint's the one I never remember.
Yep, 21. Your black belt's old enough to drink. He's old enough to be left alone, generally.
But this T-Rex is dodgy.
Maybe not. Well, Serisan's only at level 20, so he's still only at 4 hits. The more concerning part is that it's real thick, and he's not hitting too hard yet. All right, this will put him at 22. You, Red Mage, go to the front and be the ablative meat shield. Thanks.
Yep. Meanwhile,
Kumo is popping on down, moving on through Earth Cave. no incentive in here, so he's not touching anything. And he's just watching wizards run from him.
And just the disrespect of not raising any of the rest of his party. I love it. You love to
I don't
see
think it's
it.
disrespect. I think it's much more of, well, I don't want to go anywhere to have to stop and spend time to do this, so let's roll.
Well, no, I was meaning the disrespect to whatever's standing in for speed bump.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, so Serisan has at least... Oh, Medusa. This is actually one of the bosses which is weak to poison. That being said, punch.
That being said, it's also weak to punch.
Yeah.
Okay, about 4 seconds off the hard reset. And he is getting it on one hit, on one swing, so...
All right.
Or he may get it on one swing if he rolls high. But that is almost 20,000 XP.
Yeah, it's going to be like 2 or 3 more of them before he is definitively going to be one-shotting him, because that'll be when he hits 32. Brings up to 8 hits and, that much more damage.
Yeah. 29, level 29. I think one more puts him there. And yeah, they are thick.
Yeah, big dummy thick. They also hit pretty bloody hard. All right, 31. Oh yeah, and it is about 4.5 seconds off the hard reset, so it just feels a whole lot longer.
Yeah, it feels awful. And that's
All right,
32.
There's 32, so that's the magic breakpoint, so he can definitively probably start one-shotting these things. Meanwhile, we've got Behemoth. Yeah, Behemoth in lieu of carry.
Which is weak to punch.
Yeah, if you're not running a black belt, then the elemental weakness on Behemoth is actually lightning. Just as a, point of weird note.
Classic Gamer in chat asks, there was a Behemoth? No, you blinked, you missed it.
All right, Kumo, gonna be going and getting his, getting his loot here real soon, and Serisan gonna have to do another reset because turn order went no.
And, let's think, Ordeals? Do you go to Ordeals because it's close? Or do you go to Waterfall because it's faster?
Ordeals.
Because it's faster to go through.
Yeah, I opt to touch the Onrat continent as least as possible.
Yeah, 2 dungeons down, but Kumo doesn't have the shop item, which is the cube.
Yeah. Which, not technically required, but for their gentleman's agreement is required.
And this should finish off Serisan's grind? ? No, one more.
Yeah, then Serisan's going to be turning on the afterburners and running on through.
And then Serisan is going to run on through to the other side. Honestly, I don't know. He's headed for Onrat Continent because he's got that Oxy Ale.
Yeah, that just means he'll probably end up ditching Earth.
Yeah, he'll fade Earth because Sea is faster than Earth.
Yeah. Less labyrinthine. Get everybody back up because, hey, congratulations, I need meat shields.
Yep, pretty much. Yeah, Serisan's gonna fade Earth because... Well,
as he can.
While that is true, classic gamer, C without carbonating bubbles does feel a little bit wrong.
Yeah, I mean, Serisan is the other co-founder of the Bubble Soda Company, but we recognize that certain times call for certain measures, and in this instance, going to carbonate bubbles, it's out of the way, and it's kind of slow. It's sad to leave bubbles alive, because that means that there's more sodas that gonna have to be, well, not leaving the place flat, but they're not gonna get the proper level of carbonation that they should. And
so hey, Whiz-Sahag with Blaze.
Yeah, that was painful.
Shall we start cheering for the Sahagan wagon?
If only Whiz-Sahags were thicker than toilet paper.
True.
Well, that being said, Serisan's not going to have Nuke. He is going to have a Fade or a Fade caster, but I don't think we've seen Lightning 3 either, so we'd be reliant on, Fade and Ice 3 probably, which may or may not take him down.
No, you're right. I don't think we've seen Lightning 3.
Robo Ribbon.
That was a ribbon from... Which means it's in Ordeals.
Yep, Ordeals is the play for the Chime. And yeah, I'm not sure if Kumo saw the shop item or not, though, given that he didn't actually stop by Onrak and check the shop there, he may very well have and just go, all right, well, I gotta go get it.
I fully support that play from Serisan of casting something to try and take out the Sahagan Wagon Jr. Welcome, APAP. Thank you for the raid.
And as Classic Gamer was pointing out, he could have memory hold the shop item, though. He's kind of hoping not, because that always feels bad.
Yeah, I don't want to see someone lose because they memory hold the shop item. I would rather see someone lose because some enemy rolled something horrible and they got caught up in it.
Exactly.
Which I believe happened to me in the winter tournament when I was racing Serisan.
Like I said earlier, Serisan won his last match because Topher did Topher things. And we have a Echidna.
We have Echidna. I suspect it will be weak to punch.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's going to be going from Echidna to Echidna. Nope.
Echidna.
All right, Orb 1 for Serisan at about the 39-15 mark. He's going to head on up to Waterfall, see the ribbon, probably reset out of it because he's got one of them, and it's just going to be quicker for him to reset.
He's got Warp.
Yeah, well, if he hadn't saved by the entrance of the Waterfall, then I would have expected the reset. But given that he saved, he might actually keep it.
No, I'll agree. If he had to walk out, then definitely. But with warp, you just warp out.
Yeah.
If it had been a temper bonk, yes. If it had been a temper bonk or a saber bonk, but not a fast bonk, then yes, I would reset out. But the ribbon, I have two casters that could certainly use a rib. They could certainly use that ribbon. Oh, that's the wrong eye.
Yep. Serisan eye. Nope, not good eye. Yeah, ribbon and then warp. Is not going to bother checking anything else. I don't care about anything else. Let's go. Yeah, honestly, if Serisan hadn't saved at the entrance of Waterfall, that would have prompted me to believe more of a reset out of the ribbon, because it would have put him closer back to where Onrak was, and that would have meant that much closer to the airship.
Kumo has not did not get the shop item.
All right, there's the adamant, which that's probably going to turn into the chime.
Yeah, that adamant will turn into the chime.
Actually, yeah, there's no probably about it. It will, because I just now noticed. Yeah, not paying attention on things.
Yeah. Okay, is it faster to, from Onrak Continent, land there where Serisan landed, or to fly back to Ryukon Desert and pick up the ship and take the ship?
Fly, in this instant. The
Okay.
only time you really want to actually have to pick up, or you want to hit the ship, the ship dock to get to Ordeals, is when you're already in the sea in that area.
Okay.
And, Kumo is hunting for the shop item. And Serisan is going to be picking up the adamant here, which will be the chime. And just to make a note that the Serisan and Kumo made a gentleman's agreement that they've got a required war mech on, and that they are going to do Sky as one of their dungeons.
Yes. So Pickles and Beer, ordinarily, yes, that would be go mode, but they did agree that they would do Sky, so Serisan is going for the chime.
Yep, and Kumo is on the item hunt looking for that cube.
They chose to have required war mech and made a gentleman's agreement that they would in fact do Sky for a dungeon. For one of their orb dungeons.
Yeah. Kumo kind of flying around going, okay, what have I not checked? What have I missed? What's going on? He's going to get his chime here real quick, but, well, that's not the cube.
Actually, that's going to be bottle into chime, I believe.
Oh, yeah, you're right. That's even more annoying. Yeah, Kumo is on the shop check.
Yeah, Kumo is on the what shop didn't I check?
Yeah, because he's like, he knows, okay, I haven't done ice. I really don't want to do ice. Or maybe Kumo remembers that he did see the cube in a shop, he just doesn't remember which shop.
And there's our red wizard at
the ferry, yeah.
At ferry, but why would you pick it up? Why pick it up at this point?
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Serisan in go mode.
And Kumo gonna be hitting ice.
Kumo's headed ice, which will give him the crown into the Oxyale.
Yep.
And Serisan on the Mirage 2, not going to check any chests because Black Belt Seed, you don't check chests in a Black Belt Seed.
Got 2 ribbons, got 2 characters, got a black belt. Let's go, baby.
The only time I might check them is if they're right on the way and I was looking for armor for the Ablative Meat Shield. But since it's non-promoted fighter, meh.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't. Honestly, I wouldn't even bother with it. I mean, the Blade of Meat Shield is meant to take 1 punch and then get blown away.
Well, and I might check chests that are in my path.
Yeah, like I might check the greed I might check the greed chests on Sky 3, but that's also because I am a loot goblin and I loot way too much as is.
Yeah. I am I am trying to work on my loot goblin tendencies. Hi, my name's
Saracen
DM.
onto the Bridge of Destiny, where he is going to be coming across a Warmech coming up here real soon.
Hi, my name's DM Stewart 1981, and I'm a loot goblin.
If the monsters on the way to Warmech will actually let him get there.
And Classic Gamer does make a decent point. A ruse stick or a defense sword can be super helpful.
Yeah, anything to give you some evade.
Yeah.
But that's only something like, all right, yeah, I've gone and I have found, a couple of things that are beating my face down. All right, I'm out. All right, Warmech time. Taking the trip to McDonald's. We got a temper coming out. We've got a harm 4. We've got a swing. We got a fade instead of a harm 4. And we've got a fast. Yes, fast. Punch comes out before everything goes off. 7 hits, 1032. Warmech still standing. Stop coming out. Hey, great. No longer I have to enter any commands for that, or for that Blade of Meat shield. That's fine. So we got nothing. We got fade, and we've got a fire 3. Punch coming out from Warmech. 369 black belt. Fire 3 coming out. Do some chip damage. 15 hits. 2340 damage. Down goes Warmech.
And that auctioneer was hate 13.
Yeah. Oh, Gilgamesh! We've got Greg.
All I can ask is, do we have Clash on the Big Bridge to play here?
I wish. 8 hits, 1800 damage. Greg's getting knocked 2,000 years in the past, which, honestly, he just walks through another door and he's like, oh, wait, what am I doing here? Oh, well, this is fine.
And that trip to McDonald's brings Saracen's black belt up to 46, which, with the plus 20 MDef, I believe maxes out the MDef of that black belt.
Yeah, it's way topped. Now, one issue with Gilgamesh. Gilgamesh 2 brings fast, slow 2. Well, 2 slow 2s, a couple of sabers, and wall and quad X to the boss pool. That's a lot of nasty stuff right there.
That is a lot of nasty in that boss pool.
Echidna brings zap, stop, wall, crack, trance, and gaze, though. That's problematic. Here, Behemoth. Let's see. Behemoth brings another slow 2, nuke, blaze.
Although with all the MDef, is that really gonna matter?
And it's still 3 and 256. All right, Kumo gets the Oxyel and goes, "This is not it."
And he's finally headed to Provoca.
And Classic Gamer busting out the numbers. Slow 2 is an 18 out of 256 against Max MDef.
Oof. And Blink and there goes on Serisan's side.
Yep. And let's see. Medusa 2. Glance, glare, gaze, stun, stop, quad X, and Brack. Medusa doesn't really bring much to the spell pool.
I have in fact missed the or lost a chaos fight to slow 2.
Oh yeah, it's something that happens far too often.
And Kumo finally hitting go mode. Gonna hit. By the way, Serisan into Topher at about 4950-ish.
We got an Echidna and we got a Medusa too. Ah, this is a nice easy fight. This is speed bump Mark 2, and down it goes.
And let's see what our final boss is.
Survey says, oh, we've got the snake pit. This is a Tiamat 1, a Tiamat 2, and a bunch of snakes. Or Tiamat 2 and Tiamat 1 equivalent, in this case, Gilgamesh 1, Gilgamesh 2. A ablative meat shield has done its job, been ablated. Alright, so we got the two Gregs at the front, and we don't know which one is which, though, but this is...
But at this point, you're going to punch one, and then you're going to punch the other.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is definitely one of the easier alternate final bosses, and that will
GG's out in the chat. Of course, Serisan finishing up with an official race time.gg time of 51 minutes and 54 seconds. So GG's. We'll get an invite sent on over to him and probably have him jumping up very soon now.
And there he is. GG to you, sir.
Why, thank you. As I realize that my Discord settings are still cattywampus.
Or to use your quote, hooray!
Yeah, and we're still hearing you fine, at least through here. Kumo pulling up to Warmech right now. Yeah, punt, temper, maybe a nuke.
So
punt,
did
nuke,
you
fast.
Did you consider, when you got the crown, checking the Northwest Castle spike tiles?
I thought about it, but I already knew about the T-Rex.
Had you checked the Northwest Castle spike tiles, you would have found the eye.
Ah, so that's where it was. Kumo said that he did the eye, and I was like, huh, where was that?
Yeah, Kumo's grind was actually done just about the time you had got started on yours, and if Kumo had not memory hold where the cube was, probably would have had this one.
Yeah, I can't say I'm surprised. You know, like, I'm just going to be honest. The last couple practices I've done, the times have kept creeping up, and this is the slowest seed that I've had this weekend in practice.
You're welcome.
Okay. I still have never done one of these seeds in under an hour.
Kumo expressing his frustration, trying to crush Toe.
I made a GIF for that. You know, we have that available. The technology exists.
You know, I respect his way of of expressing his frustration. For me, I go in and I make the Ray Dwarf explode a few times.
Yeah, I can respect that.
And there goes Echidna too.
Yeah, and Rayman pointing out he actually didn't check the shop in Provoca, so it wasn't a memory hole. It was just a crap. Where's that? Which one?
And you know, I can understand missing that check with the shuffled buildings.
Yeah, it's something you really actually have to actively think about. Meanwhile, Kumo coming up to the snake pit, probably be taking care of this thing real soon.
Expressing some frustration in the camera too.
Yeah.
I respect it.
Yeah, no, I mean he did put up a really good race though.
Yeah, he did. He absolutely put up a good race.
That poor, like black belt punch to an ass. Oh, it's so dead.
So it is kind of funny that there is a tell in the alt final boss, if you're like really paying attention, that the asps and the cobras wouldn't run away. But
that's true.
They get their morale maxed when they're the final boss. But
yeah.
I mean, I never see them when I'm high enough to make them run. GG Kumo.
GG Kumo.
GG out in chat for Kumo coming in at 55-31. We having him pop on in here soon if he is going to join us.
GG to you, Kumo.
GG
I
Kumo.
hate my life. I hate my life.
GG, man.
Mistakes happen, dude.
The only shot I did not check.
It's
Yeah.
easy. It's easy to miss that check with shuffled, shuffled provoca buildings.
Well, it's honestly easy to miss that check. Period.
I've never missed a check before, ever.
I have missed that check multiple times with shuffled provoca buildings.
Yeah,
I never miss
honestly,
it with vanilla provoca buildings, but I've missed it multiple times with the shuffled buildings.
Yeah, honestly, missing it in shuffled, or honestly just missing the shop item. Welcome to FFR. Yeah,
I've never
tissues
missed
in the
it
fry
before,
corner
though,
to the left,
so-
and the beers to the right.
How far was I ahead after? Because I feel I felt a little behind after I couldn't find the shop item. We made a gentleman's agreement to do Sky.
Yeah, you had finished your grind at at about 28 minutes, 28 seconds. Serisan finished his at 34:19. You were Earth and Volcano ahead of him when you started hunting for everything there.
Jeez.
My disappointment when I found out that I had to do ordeals was immense.
Yeah.
Literal last location.
Pretty well.
Well, I thought it was in ordeals and stuff, but then I realized I don't have the shop item.
And it was ordeals to Dwarf Cave to Gaia, which just feels even worse.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was not tracking the NPC turn-ins at that point, other than I knew I hadn't had the bottle, but I forgot I hadn't had the adamant yet. And I was just like, maybe it's bottle to chime and I'm fine? And like, I was scared the whole time.
I found that eye really early.
Yeah.
So
yeah, when Serisan was diving Ice Cave, you were punching eyes.
And we speculated.
What did I?
We speculated when Serisan got the crown out of Ice Cave. Is that gonna cause him to go over and do Northwest and check those spike tiles and find that eye and drop the blue stake grind?
Yeah, Serisan had found blue stake before going into ice, because really no one likes going to Ice Cave.
I
ever.
hate ice.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a common sentiment.
I'd
So-
rather
Blue
do it
Stake was
than
about
Marsh.
4.5 seconds, 5 seconds off a hard reset. So the eye grind was a bit faster, at least on the initial setup. Once Serisan got going, and 20,000 XP per, but it took time to get going.
Yeah, I had to get to like 26 to feel comfortable with the solo black belt, and I had been doing solo black belt since like 21. There were a couple of wipes along the way. It happens. So here's my thought process as I'm going through it. I see the stake, and I'm like level 8, and I'm like turning in the slab, and I'm like, well, I'm going to give it a test run. Oh, it killed 2 and took forever. Well, I guess I'm going to follow up on some turn-ins real quick. Maybe do ice, see if I can just get some, a little bit of extra experience. Maybe make sure that I have the spell charges to do like 2 of these T-Rexes to a house. And then, like, long story short, I'm like 18 and I start the grind up for realsies, and those things are still hitting like trucks and absorptive as heck and have like 900 HP.
Yeah, at this point
It was
they
a
were
good
close.
race.
They were real close to going from.
Sorry.
They were close to going from blue stake to bounty, because they were just super absorbent.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Quicker picker effort.
So
No,
if
this
you have
was.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, because I was going to plug FFR.
Okay, so I was going to say, well, with this one, Serisan, you're moving on to face off against Pickles and Beer. Kumo, you're moving on to face off against the winner of Phoenix and Jesus the Frog. So we got some good matches coming up here still. I'm looking forward to some of these.
Pickles and Beer has already pinged me in the SGL channel in FFR and thrown a GIF at me. And don't worry, Pickles and Beer, I'm already scared, all right? You don't have to throw extra on.
So if you have enjoyed this race and have enjoyed this tournament, you should find the Final Fantasy Randomizer Discord. We are a pretty fun community. We do a lot of events. We're coming up on our Fall League. The Fall League is a team event with some very interesting flag sets. There's always as part of the Fall League the fun relay race. Other events, we have Winter Double Anti-Bingo. We have our spring tournament. Sometimes it's winter, sometimes it's spring. We have the Duckling Boot Camp and Duckling Derby, which Serisan, one of our runners, is in charge of.
We've got the live event of SGL coming up in November as well. I'm flying out for that, which will be my first vacation in like 6 years. So.
Oh my.
Yeah.
Additionally, coming in December, we're going to be having another rando marathon. It's going to be supporting the Burned Children's Fund of, I'm trying to remember which state it is.
South Carolina. It's Medical University of South Carolina.
Thank you.
I have a buddy who works there. At MUSC, not the Burned Children's Fund. That's like the firefighters in conjunction with MUSC. It's cool stuff. Great program. They just sent pictures over to us, and you can see them in the announcements channel of the Discord.
Yes, those pictures it was so nice to see them. But yeah, if you like what you saw tonight as well, follow the runners. They put on an entertaining show. I think they deserve the follow. And I also want to say thank you to Socket for doing the tracking for us and keeping an eye on where things were, because I have the memory of a pigeon. I'm not going to remember where everything is.
Yes, thank you to Socket. Thank you to our runners. Thank you to Speed Gaming for helping put on this tournament. The Speed Gaming family of channels, they always do a great job, and they always help us and give us a place that we can run some of our tournaments, some of our matches. We also have the Final Fantasy Randomizer channel, where we have a lot of we have more of our matches. Join the Discord. The Duckling program is where the experienced runners, like these two, teach newer runners and people newer to racing, like me, how to beat them.
Yeah, Kumo is a graduate from our most recent Duckling program, if I recall.
No, I'm not. I'm still a Duckling.
You didn't graduate? Well,
no.
You're putting in a scary
Ravioli,
run,
Odoron, who the other two?
Jesus.
Asus, yeah. They all beat me. So technically I'm still a Duckling.
Oslodo, as well.
So,
but yeah, anywho. Yeah, the Duckling program is going to be coming up probably around the start of the new year or so.
Springish.
Springish? Okay. I wasn't sure when it was going to be scheduled for again. But yeah, no, before we, fully sign off here, let's go to final thoughts for the runners. So, Serisan, any final thoughts on this one?
So, first off, GG Kumo. I threw out the required Warmac or patrolling Warmac like optional, kind of just as a meme, because Sky typically isn't required. And I was like, let's spice it up. Do you want to force this as a final? And he's like, sure, that sounds fun. So we agreed to it, and thanks for going with that. I know that was like kind of a pain this particular race, but it's nice to sometimes go a little above and beyond in these. I certainly had a lot of fun with this race. I was dreading the matchup the entire time. I feel like our styles are actually remarkably similar, so I wasn't feeling confident. So Anyway, GG again. I want to say thank you to DM Stewart 1981 and Hate the 13th, as well as Socket for running the booth tonight. Appreciate you. You know, it's hard to have a good show without commentators and trackers. And chat, you're cute. Have a great night. If I don't see you anytime soon.
All right, Kumo, what's your final thoughts?
I thought the final thoughts is I need to get my memory looked at. No. Thank you, Serisan, for the match. I appreciate it. Learned a lot. Hopefully, do better in the next match. Thank you for all the people who ran our race, Socket, Pate, DM Stewart, and our helper from SGLive, and Speed Gaming for allowing us to use their channel and putting on this event. You guys are amazing, and it wouldn't be without you guys in the chat watching, enjoying our mess up, saying that teabagging Topher because I was frustrated.
I did make note of that, and I approve. I figured it was more of I'm just going to try and crush Topher at this point because it deserves it. But yeah, if you are interested in the randomizer in itself, head to www.finalfantasyrandomizer.com. That's where you'll find, the randomizer in itself. That's where you'll find links to the Discord and links to the wiki, which is also full of information about, everything you could need for it. And, Discord is, that's where you'll find a bunch of us. And most of us are full of information. Some of us are full of some other stuff, too. Anywho, with that, I've been Hate 13th, joined in the booth by DM Stewart and Socket, watching out for Serisan and Kumo. And I will bid you all a good evening.
Good night, everybody.